We are live. Look who's back. There's John.
Woo!
Back from his week off at the...
Renaissance Festival.
Which Renaissance Festival was this?
This is the one that's in Fairburn, Georgia, which is about half an hour south of Atlanta. It's great. It's a permanent site, permanent buildings. It's not like the one that we have locally that's in a giant parking lot. Yeah, it's good. We had food on sticks. Listened to a lot of performers. Always fun.
Great. And did they have like a this year special plague theme or something like that?
There's the guy with the cart with the
Oh no! Bring out your dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. It was an outside event, so it wasn't. Yeah.
Well, good.
People spread out.
Well, we had a good time with Derek last week.
Cool.
Yeah. You didn't watch it, right?
Not yet. No. It's been a busy week.
I guess because you didn't have time to pick out an interesting shirt. Well, I mean, interesting Mac-wise.
Interesting Mac-wise. There's some very tiny Macintoshes you just can't see. They're
Hawaiian
under the trees.
shirt.
By scale, these are very big trees, so the Macintoshes are just very tiny down on the bottom there. Yeah. Oh, all right. I will say that I do have one Macintosh related thing that happened while I was actually at the Ren Fair, and I will show it to you now.
Okay, that's exciting.
This is exciting stuff, man.
While we're waiting for John, we'll say good morning or whatever it is time of the day for everybody out there watching the stream.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, he's got his X-Serve.
Yep.
Look at that.
Ooh.
And that was the one that was recovered from a storage unit in Tallahassee.
Yes. Yeah. And unfortunately, it does not boot.
Does it power?
However, no. That means zero power.
Nothing.
Which is actually, if that is all that is, that's a good thing because you can find the power supplies for these pretty cheap on eBay. The very neat thing that you have on the logic board on this thing that you'll never get on a commercial one is it actually has test points on the logic board for the power supply. Very nice and easy to access. So I just need to check that out, see if that's the case. Hopefully I can get this thing working and then not turn it on probably hardly at all because they are very, very noisy.
Well, you want to get started here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 574 for June 13th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
And welcome back. John had a week off to attend a Renaissance fair. And we had Derek sit in, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Hadn't had Derek sit in on an entire episode in quite some time. Got an update on Mac Folklore Radio, the podcast he's been doing now, and been prolific lately, putting out a new episode about every 3 weeks. So certainly should be listening to that. Let's see. What do we need to talk about at the beginning of the show? John was just showing us in the YouTube stream the X-Serve that had been rescued. So that's a future project. I saw there was a drive bay missing, right?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw a hole in the front panel.
No, you've got.
What was I looking at?
These are just vents.
The vents.
So this particular does three different drives, which there are no drives in it right now, but easy enough to add. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Big Missile Wires Wombat. Very useful little accessory. John's been playing around with his, and he's got a few things tried out to test how it works. And we got the usual eBay finds. We got some news. Well, it was a bit of a disappointing WWDC from a hardware lover standpoint, but we'll talk about it nonetheless. Anything else?
Nothing. Mm-mm.
Nothing. Nothing. Well, I will. Maybe on a future episode, maybe next week, we'll talk about this. I was digging around in the stacks, right?
Yeah.
And I came across this thing, and it'll be a secret to the audio listeners, but the video listeners will get to see it, and I'll talk about it in more in detail next week. And actually, you see that?
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe we even did a show on it. I don't know. Let's go back.
I think maybe when we mentioned it,
maybe
because there were several of those available at one time, weren't there?
Yeah, that one time I was looking at I have the tube that it came in. 2008 is when I got this, and I haven't done anything with it. I found it today.
I really do need to. Yeah,
I need to put that in a frame. So
yes,
we will talk about that next week.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We will be right back with some eBay finds.
All right. So of course Derek knows exactly where that frame came from. A Home for Doopy, episode 75. Derek, you are just amazing. Scarlet Starfish. Yes, this is I've got Marathon running on this Color Classic, but it is not a stock Color Classic. It's got an 040 processor. It's one of the Mystic upgrades. So Marathon 1 just runs.
Yeah, there's still some mysteries though with that animation cell. Derek's right about the episode, but the one I have actually is different than the one that was in the episode. So I'm still kind of unraveling that. So we'll get into that.
Huh? Got it. So, Michael Mulhern likes the fact that the wombat is square because, of course, wombat poo is very unique in that it is cube shaped.
No kidding.
Not kidding. It is cube shaped poop. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
The more you know.
Learn something.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get in with the eBay finds. Ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's see how those auctions did. Last episode, that global sales training card with a little sliding feature so you can maybe quiz yourself on the details of the various items in the Apple lineup back in, when did we say that was? 2006. That one is still available for the buy it now of $49.95, or you can make an offer. We also had the 20th anniversary Mac. No box, but complete otherwise. Still available. No bids. The starting bid, though, they wanted $4,777. I can see why nobody has bid. And what else? The apron. The Apple logo apron did not sell. It had a $250 starting bid. Comes from Japan. There is a make an offer. Has been relisted with the starting bid at $250. Still with a make an offer option. This has 3 days to go. All right. The 20th anniversary Mac didn't have the box, but this one does. This is a 1993 black Apple Macintosh TV in original box and tested working. The description says matching serial numbers on unit and box, cosmetically very nice, no cracks, chips, etc. Comes what you see with the remote CD caddy, power cords, software, manuals. They ran a system test that was working. And let's see. No original keyboard and mouse.
Wow. Oh, no way. They're wanting that much starting bid with no keyboard and mouse.
Buy it now.
Wow.
Well, start your bidding at $2,400 or buy it now at $3,200. I can't imagine misplacing the keyboard and mouse for this. And you got the box.
Yeah.
And everything that came in the box. except no keyboard and mouse. Well, there's a picture of the box, and the box. Look at the box.
Yeah.
It's like pristine,
Gorgeous, right? Yeah.
right? For 28 years old or however this thing is. You look inside, and all the original materials, and yes, it is in pretty good shape, cosmetically. A few scuffs maybe, but otherwise very good, and clean back and feet. And there's the check running. Everything's running okay. Heck, even the sticker is just for the box is in pristine shape. So
Yeah.
that's unfortunate. You'd have to track down a keyboard and mouse, but I'm not so sure you want to spend $2,400 on this anyway, right?
Not
As
not
nice
without
as
the
it
keyboard
is.
and mouse. Even with the keyboard and mouse, that seems
Yeah,
pretty
that
up
would
there.
set a new record, I believe. I think these hover around probably pretty far shy of 1,000, really. Maybe if this was a new inbox,
Oh
right?
yeah, right.
Still sealed, maybe that much. Okay, let's move along to number
All right.
2.
Yeah. Next one we have a vintage Apple Macintosh computer PC 5 1/4 inch floppy drive. When James showed me this, I excitedly looked at my DOS compatible computer that I've Mac that's got the DOS card in it, just to see if it had the floppy port on it. Mine does not. It has a joystick port only. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about this, or we'd be talking about it in the past tense, because I would have probably bought it. It was a buy it now of $99.99 coming out of Houston, Texas for us. That's only about $20 shipping. Looks in great shape. It is kind of weird seeing a beige 5 1/4 inch that looks like more like it belongs near a Macintosh than
Right,
an
especially
Apple
with
II,
the
with the
little floppy
flippy
switch.
liver
Yeah,
thing, to hold the because
right.
those floppy disks try to escape, and it's
Yeah,
they
keep
go
that in
flying
there.
around the room. You got to keep them caged up. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's
nice.
it's such an oddity. I think a good price, $100 for this thing.
Oh,
They're so
absolutely, yeah.
rare, um, such a unique one. And so here's the product description brochure for that.
So does it show exactly what systems that I'm assuming is other some of the other Macintoshes that had the PC cards in them, right?
Well, no, it didn't necessarily need a PC card, but it did need an interface card, right? It allowed you to transfer
Okay.
files, and so you needed the, I guess, was a special NuBus card, and it came out around the time of the Mac SE and the Mac 2, and so yeah, you would need this coupled with that special interface card. So I don't know about the specifics of the
Oh, I see
interface.
Macintosh SE bus PC
Yeah,
drive card. Okay, or
right,
Macintosh 2 PC drive card. Got
right,
it. Got it. Got it. So
right.
it
So
was
you
never
have to track
intended to
those
use
down.
it. Ah,
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I've got
very
one of
interesting.
these. As far as I know, I don't have either the cards, although I could. I don't know. It was so long ago when I got it. But yeah, I think a solid even without the card. All right. And lastly, not just one item, but a whole host of items from a
Oh,
seller
yeah,
that, yeah,
Michael Mulhern pointed
yeah.
this out to us. Yes. And now I'm a little
Oh,
bit not
yeah.
as much money in my bank account, because I did end up buying one, but
What did you get?
an Apple IIe pin that
Oh,
was
okay.
very nice. Yeah.
Well, the seller is Maple Ridge Auction, and I want to say Maple Ridge Auction almost had their own website or something. I remember talking about the
Mm,
seller years ago, but they have a ton of stuff listed. Now, this is the Australian eBay page
hmm But
right here.
the company is actually out of Canada, so
Okay.
you can go to the American
Ah,
eBay
they're
and
listed there too, probably.
yes.
Okay, just search on Maple Ridge Auction. But there are a ton of vintage Apple II mainly pins. And you said you got an Apple IIe one?
Yes.
What did it say on it?
It was just the Apple logo shaped, and it has two
Uh-huh.
E on
Oh, okay.
the face of the
Yeah.
Apple. Yeah, very nice.
So here are a
I do
few.
see a very nice Lisa one in here.
I like the the Apple logo,
Yeah, that one's really neat too.
advertising the logo programming language, not the
Hmm.
Apple logo itself. Rest in peace, PC Junior. They had a little bit of fun. The PC Junior was supposed to come out and be an Apple killer, and of course, it didn't happen. How about the Let Me Reintroduce Myself, the Apple III reintroduction? I'm not sure exactly what that did. That coincide with maybe bouncing back from the problems they had? I'm not even sure
Yeah,
what the hidden
maybe
message
when the
there
three
was.
plus came out.
Could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Apple Lisa pin you mentioned, a lot of really unique stuff from the early days of
Hmm.
Apple in here. There's a Picasso logo Macintosh keychain. Some of the stuff's a little steep though, like
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Some
that
of it's reasonable.
keychain.
Like mine was only $40 for the
Uh huh.
2E one, which I think was pretty darn reasonable. I see the Apple logo one
Yeah,
also is only about $40. Oh yeah, $40. Mm-hmm.
and
So,
this
but
one I
yeah, like
haven't
that.
seen
Yeah, that
either.
Lisa one,
Hmm.
American, it's $600. Yeah.
Yeah, very expensive. This is not a pin. This is an audio cassette, which I have not seen the original audio cassette of Leading the Way. This is Apple Computer 1984, the International Sales Conference. Um, I want to think that they had a song called Leading the Way. I'll have to go look that up. But um, yeah, this probably was the soundtrack for it. I don't know if there was spoken word on this, but I bet there's some gems hidden on this audio cassette. Anyway, Maple Ridge Auctions. Go to the I guess I would go to the US eBay page and just search under that name. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think a lot of unique items there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Yeah, Mech 84 confirmed. That you had to use the special card. Tried to use it with a different kind of card, but it's not directly compatible. So
Ah,
they did something with it. All right, let's see. We are moving along, and we're going to talk about
let's talk about the wombat.
the wombat. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I wanna. I was originally going to try to do a comparison
Mm-hmm.
of the same
Well, why don't
game
you?
running on
Why don't we
the.
record here, and then
Oh
you
yeah,
can
sure
tell us
thing.
what you're going to really do. All right, whenever you're ready.
I
You
am
going?
ready.
Okay,
I
let's
am not.
go.
I have not been recording because I wanted to see if we were
Yeah,
getting in the crackling issue or not. So I have not even launched Audio Hijack on mine.
I haven't been
Just to
hearing the
let you know.
crackling.
Yeah.
This hasn't occurred to me. I don't know if anybody else out there
Hmm.
has heard it. All right, let's go. And 3, 2, 1. Well, Big Mess of Wires has always had a lot of interesting products. A lot of time we talk about Floppy Emu. Haven't said much about Wombat, another great product they have. And I think it came to our attention recently because wasn't there an update to it? Um, I want to think that there was a tweak to it. That's why it bubbled up in our thoughts.
Hmm.
Um, does that not ring a bell?
No,
Maybe I'm
I
thinking of
got
something
one.
else.
I got one to use it with my 2GS originally.
uh-huh. Well, what the
But
Wombat does
yeah.
is it does some wizardry with ADB and USB, ADB USB, ADB USB, or USB ADB.
Yeah,
Both
that's
ways,
the cool thing is it goes either
bi-directional.
way. Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so it allows you to use either a modern USB keyboard and mouse with your old ADB based Macintosh, or go the other way.
Or
Connect a
2GS, Apple 2 GS.
O2GS, that's right.
Hmm.
Or connect an old beige ADB keyboard and mouse up to your modern computer, Mac, PC, whatever. It's got USB. So it opens up all kinds of options, right? Because you could also, right? You could with a little wireless little dongle, right? If you wanted to
Yep.
go wireless on your keyboard and mouse, you could do that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And $49 at the Big Mess of Wire stores. And so you were playing around. You've got a couple of these?
I've got several now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got 3 at the moment.
Can you? I wonder if you can somehow connect them together.
Well, like go from ADB to USB, USB back to ADB, and
yeah.
just make the chain
Just keep
there.
on going. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So first thing, this morning my 475 decided it was not going to show video at all. I'm hoping it's just a PRAM, excuse me, battery issue. So I do have it hooked up to my Color Classic, and one of the reasons I wanted to show, I was going to show the 475 with the standard ADB keyboard mouse running Marathon, and I've got my Mr. Color Classic, same thing. But one of the cool things about this, of course, is 475, it's turned on with a switch. It does not use the power button on the keyboard. But, of course, the Color Classic does. But, of course, a new ADB keyboard, USB keyboard is not going to have that button. The Wombat actually has a power button on it that simulates, excuse me, the
the power on.
Go ahead and pause recording.
All right. As John tries to, are you okay? I think he swallowed a fly. Oh, he muted himself too. That's all. You okay?
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Let's hope that works. All right, tell me when you're ready to restart.
In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you were saying.
Oh, yeah. So power button.
Yes.
Right there. It simulates what would be the power button on the keyboard. And, of course, right now it's kind of like on this thing, but it's just a simple push button. It would be very easy to, connect a different switch to this. Wire it up so it's closer to your keyboard. I was running through paces this morning, just playing a little bit of Marathon. Something pretty mouse intensive that, and I really haven't noticed any latency in it. When I was working with my Color Classic yesterday, the Apple II GS, the mouse seemed a little swimmy. Like there was a little bit of delay from you moving the mouse versus it moving. But I need to go ahead and hook the two GSs up side by side and compare it to the regular ADB just to see how much of a delay it looks like I'm getting.
Right. Okay.
But it does work. It just, like I said, it just seems to be a little bit more delay on the 2GS than it is on the Mac.
I see. And you don't, you didn't put yours in any kind of case yet?
No, when you there is an option to buy a case when you buy this off of Big Mess of Wires, as well as ADB compatible. They're S-video cables, I'm sure, but they're ones that are going to be good to use as ADB cables. The other nice thing about the reason I got 2 of these to begin with was because I want to be able to hook them up to a KVM switch, which is the other nice thing is being able to do that with one of these.
Right.
Because of course the ADB KVM switches are hard to find and usually very expensive. These run about the Wombat runs about $40, I believe.
49.
Which is all right. So I think it's very reasonable. It's a good bit of kit to have.
Yeah, and the case is $10 optionally if you want to throw that in there.
I figured I'd try to just 3D print something for the case.
Yeah, and this would be handy, especially with the bare board if you're working on a project and want to put it
tuck
internally.
it away somewhere. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it. You kind of wonder, boy, where else could you take this? Wouldn't it be cool if it, for example, had a wireless Bluetooth option in there too? To
right. Yeah, built in.
Yeah. No, but but USB works great because, like you said, if you have a KVM and you've got a classic Mac and your modern Mac, you just want to switch quickly between them. Or work the other way, because a lot of people still love the nice keyboards. People
the
remember
keyboard
the
too.
nice,
Or if you were doing like an emulator, something emulating old Macs in a different case, but you wanted you wanted
original
to have
keyboard.
the aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lots of possibilities here. Yeah, great little product. All these products that allow you to mix and match old and new are very helpful. So go on over bigmessofwires.com, search on the Wombat, probably pick up a floppy emu while you're at it.
Oh my gosh, I must have about 6 or 7 floppy emus running around here now. I have a whole herd of emus. Yes.
Is that what you call a gathering of emus? It's probably something. I don't know. There's probably some other.
I'm sure there
input.
is. Yes.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna look that up right now. Gathering.
Oh, okay. I'll let you do it. I was about to also.
What do you call it?
We should just ask Michael. Michael, any thoughts?
He should know. It's called a mob.
A mob of emus.
Yes.
It sounds more like a mid '80s new wave band.
Yeah.
Mob of emus. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the news. Ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. Well, we were hopeful last week, thinking forward to WWDC, that we might get some hardware teasing. It didn't happen, alas. It was all about the software, all about the operating systems, which, is what the event is designed for. So I can't say I wasn't a little bit disappointed. I sat through the several hours, and I mean, there's a lot of interesting things there. I'm not gonna go into detail. Everybody's probably seen the news, all the tweaks. Mac OS Monterey now will be upon us. But I guess I am hopeful. I figure, well, let's see, if they didn't announce any new hardware, that means they need to have a special event for the hardware. So big, you wouldn't want to take anything away from it by lumping it into WWDC. So that's the way I look at it. And so soon we'll have that big announcement, right? We get an affordable professional Macintosh, right? And an M1X based everything else. So still stay tuned. Did you catch any of it?
I read up on the highlights.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing is being able to go from one device to the other. Which, I mean, there's been software in the past to go from PC to like
right, where you could use your iPad, set it, and then
have it as a second
seamlessly.
Monitor. Right.
Yeah, they built that right into the OS, so they went ahead and they Sherlocked a lot of people's apps. Right, that's always what everybody is bracing for, to see what they're gonna just decide to bake into the OS.
Who they're going to put out of business by.
Yeah. So that went on last week, and a couple of things that I was surfing around and looking. This was an interesting upload I think this was in the Vintage Mac group over on Facebook. This was uploaded by William Ling. It was well, you see it there. Reach for an Apple. Apple's Reseller Performance Awards. It was a catalog of Apple products that you, as a reseller, could earn via a point system. Okay, so you would earn these points. See, it says, go ahead, reach for an Apple. There are 46 products in all to reach for, including the exciting new Macintosh Portable. And we're as proud to present them to you as we are of your performance. In other words, this is your chance to take home the best simply by doing what comes naturally, selling our best. So take your pick, then reach for an Apple. And there's an image there of a hand holding the Macintosh Portable carrying case. And they go on to list all these items. So the Macintosh portable hard disk, portable with hard disk 40. But the wording on this is just driving me nuts. 2,000 points is what it would cost you in points. We'll see here in a minute what it takes to get 2,000 points. And you could get a 2CI, keyboard, different peripherals, laser writers, an SC30. An SC30 is 1,200 points. And a lot of cool things. So what does it take to earn this? Well, if we scroll on here to the back, we can see the point system. Oh, and there's a couple other items that aren't actually computers or peripherals, like a leather attaché, 200 points. Macintosh carrying bag, an image writer carrying bag. Right?
Oh,
You
wow.
can carry your image writer across town. The travel clock. There's the director's chair, 50 points as shown. The same one right there and there. A watch, right? An Apple Watch, long before the Apple Watch that we know. Let's see, and let's get to the beach towel, umbrella, sweatshirt. Okay, here we go. Program overview. For each qualifying Apple product you sell, you earn points, which you can put towards earning an Apple product of your choice. A minimum of 500 points is required to be eligible for awards redemption. So you got to earn 500, and then when you get 500, then you can start spending below that. But so if you sold, let's say, an Apple IIc Plus, you would get 10 points. Okay. So if you sold 50 of them, you would earn your 500. And with your 500 points, you could start getting stuff. For example, all those things we talked about, right? So if you wanted to get a Macintosh Plus, you'd need 450 points. So you'd already have enough points to get a Mac Plus. That's a pretty generous points program, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like you could sell 50 computers in a couple of months, and then you'd have your own computer. So I think that was quite a generous little rewards program. Wonder how long that ran. And anyway, so I had never seen that catalog before or heard of that program. I'm sure there's always incentive programs. I wasn't familiar with that specific one.
Yeah.
So that was cool over on the Vintage Macintosh group on Facebook. And then over on Reddit, Pablo Negre is the username. Upload this picture.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
His collection. And boy, there are a lot of cool things. If you're gonna zero in, have a nice compact collection, there's some real winners in here. Now there is some non-Apple related stuff, like an old ThinkBook, an IMSI.
The IMSI, that is such a cool
Yeah.
looking.
Is that an Altair above the
Mm-hmm.
IMSI?
I think so.
And I don't know what that thing is above that.
That is a PDP. That is a kit of the PDP 8.
PDP says 1170 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's not an Altair. It's an Intellect 8.
Okay. Yeah, good.
IMSI 8080. There's the Intel guy with the bunny suit. But there's an Apple II. Looks like an original Apple II, a small monitor, and then a Next Cube. That must be a MacFX SE, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you see the mod book on top of the cube?
I do see the mod book, and there's also a developer clear Newton message pad. But then you get the real rare ones, those
Right.
the JLPGA PowerBooks, both the original Partridge Family style one and the one with the, I don't know, what is that, like a leatherette cover or something? And then a Keyline iBook in there. So what did we miss? Oh, and there's a 2C with a LCD display.
Mm-hmm. And a Tangerine.
Tangerine
iBook
iMac.
behind it.
Yeah. So some rare stuff. So yeah, nice little collection. And if you're sitting on a lot of G4 towers, this is a way to go to
Nice.
use them. We've seen Actually, I think it was Jeremy Murley, right, that had the
iMac.
coffee table. Yeah, right, with
Mhm.
the fruit flavored
Yeah.
iMacs in a circle with a glass top. Here's a G4, or is that a G3 in the front there? I can't tell. It looks like one of them is a
It's
G3.
hard to tell if it's a sawtooth. I can't tell from the coloring in the photo whether it's blue or gray. I think you're right.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's a
blue.
G3. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess that's stable. I guess with the four of them there.
Absolutely. I would think that's very stable. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Get yourself a nice cut, and you can see that the glass top is just the right radius.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you have four, you could also, I mean, you can even fanny out even more, right, and have complete a circle, make it even larger. But it doesn't appear those are connected to anything or an active use. But it is a pretty little setup there. So more good uses for unused Macs, and that also was on Reddit.
I had one. I was on a site and I ran across a nice little documentary about the Memphis Group,
Uh-huh.
which of course they designed the first Apple Watch with the crazy colors and the first the first theme scheme that came with oh my goodness, what was it called? Anyway,
I don't know.
with all the squiggly lines and the solid blocks of
Oh yeah,
color.
yeah. They were
I'm sure someone will
themes. What were they
post it in the
called?
comments.
Yeah. Um,
My goodness.
uh, Gosh, and I'm trying to remember what the name of.
It was something
Yeah, it was
Italian sounding.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, uh, that was all. That was influenced by the style of the Memphis Group, and
Hmm.
it was it's just a good little. It's a very short video, but it kind of talks about their influence and how they kind of formed what when you think of like the graphic style in the '80s, they're really the ones who started it. So
Yeah, I think sometime we talked about posting the links to the things we're talking about as we talk about them. We haven't done that.
oh yeah, well here I can.
Trina's looking for a link. Which one do you want? Um, that was
There
15.
is
What were we
the
talking about 15 minutes ago? I don't remember.
Memphis Group. Yeah. We
No,
do
no, no.
need
I
to.
mean, this was from earlier.
Ah,
Yeah, Trina was asking maybe for maybe an
maybe the
eBay
Reddit.
link. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Let us know what link you need, and we'll
yeah,
post it.
we'll put it into the.
All right. Gosh, do we finish up? I'll share one more thing here in the outro that Derek sent us. I forgot to mention it earlier. So the auctions eBay link. Yes, yes. Well, here's the first one, whatever the first one was, and then here's the second one, and then for the seller, I would search on Maple Ridge Auctions.
Maple Ridge Auctions, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean I can give you the link, but it's to the Australian
If you
store.
just take out the .au and
It'll do it.
it'll
Oh, okay.
go to the.
All right, let's do the outro. Ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. All right. Well, I think it was during the break that we figured out that a gathering of emus is a mob, right? A mob.
A mob. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I wanted to mention one other thing. This was
Oh,
discovered
I see. Derek, yeah.
by Derek. Here's a video. This is from Adrian's Digital Basement. Adding HDMI to a stock Macintosh Classic.
Classic, yeah. Compact Mac, adding HDMI to a compact Mac. This blew my mind.
So you watched it. I didn't get a chance to see
yeah.
it. So what's the gist of this process?
So yeah, he basically you've got the pinouts from the analog board feeding into the monitor, the monochrome. or basically he's pulling some of those pins, and there's a RGB to HDMI adapter that I think was originally done for the Acorn computer. So
Mm-hmm.
it's actually, it does color, but he was able to take just the single, the monochrome feed and
Mm-hmm.
pull that stuff out and the sync out to connect to this device. The thing does a really great job. It's a hat for Pi Zero, and it's got some great scaling built into it. He went through and he configured everything. It looks so good on an HDMI screen, and
Wow.
just so cool that he was able to do this breakout of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. And make sure to put that link into the comments also if you can,
Oh, yeah.
because it is worth it. And so unfortunately that board is not something that's like commercially available. It's kind of like the Blue
Oh,
SCSI, where sometimes people will make a
right.
batch and sell, but it's an open source project, so you can order your own boards and do your own very tiny surface mount soldering. Mac 84, if you haven't run across this yet, Steve, you are gonna flip when you see this. And if you do make some, I will commission you to make one for me. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, go on and check that out. All right. Well, let's see. Next week we'll be back, and if I didn't already do an episode on this, then I will do an episode on this little, what do we used to call this segment? The collection spotlight or something
Yeah,
like that.
collection spotlight. Hmm.
There we go. Something that I uncovered in my archives. Talk about that. Um, anything else we missing? You good, John?
I
Thanks
am good.
everybody in the chat. A lot of good participation in there. Of course, if you haven't, you can check out the video on YouTube. We stream live at 8 a.m. Central on Sundays. Most Sundays. We've been pretty good about that. Break here and there, but we
Yeah,
will be on next week. And until next week, remember, it's not old.
it's retro.
There we go. Another show.
Mic drop.
Thank you, Klaus. Good to see you, Derek. Up again in the morning. I guess 2 weeks in a row is a habit for you.
Michael,
Mac
Michael,
84.
Michael, go to bed.
Go to bed, Michael. Thanks, everyone. So as a teaser, let's see. I'm still sitting here looking at this thing. Do you know much about animation cells? Do you ever get into that? I know you're into animated
Not
series.
really. So I'm assuming what they were talking about is that background was a printed background, and they just
Yeah.
did a cell from a different episode to but yeah. So the cell is the cell, and the background is just something they printed for putting behind the different cells they were selling. If that doesn't sound confusing.
Yeah. Right. And it's on this is a glossy print of the
Yeah.
background. And I found a good bit of information, but not everything yet about the origins of this, where it was used.
Yeah. Steve says they often duplicate the backgrounds, which makes sense because you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously this
You
one
can
is
just
going
print
to
that.
appeal to Apple people, but they could have done backgrounds for other things to appeal to different. But it is something from one of the episodes of Dilbert. It's just not
Right.
necessarily. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Scarlet Surface. Yeah, that's from Dilbert.
yeah, and when you look at the clip, um, Dilbert doesn't even appear in that scene. That scene is without Dilbert.
Sans Dilbert.
But you can add him now. Think so.
It's
So
one
I
of my
think.
favorite
Well,
fonts.
anyway,
Is Sans Dilbert.
I'll talk more about my my plans for this next week. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.